He wants to eat a Reaper on camera.
You're gonna regret those words.
Yeah, you're going to. His eyes just went bloodshot. I warn everybody, this is a stupid idea.
Today we're coming to you from downtown Fort Mill, South Carolina. Once a small textile town, now has become one of the fastest growing cities in the nation. Fort Mill is the perfect blend of old-fashioned Southern charm mixed with cosmopolitan amenities and attractions. Blend a little bit of that perfect location and you get one unique town. And if you're thinking about moving here to Fort Mill, South Carolina, then you're gonna fall in love with this nice close-knit community that still gives you all the fantastic amenities of being right near a big city. Today we're here to take you on a quick tour of Fort Mill, South Carolina, show you around, tell you a little bit about the history, the amenities, the location, the fantastic things to do around the area, and also a little bit about the lifestyle. And we'll also interview one of the local business owners right here in Fort Mill. And of course, guys, we're gonna jump into the real estate as well. So why don't you come and join me on this journey and we'll find out why everybody flocks to Fort Mill. Established in 1873, Fort Mill gets its name from an old fort built by the British and an old grist mill in a nearby location. And it really started around that textile industry like most of the other smaller towns around the Charlotte area did. The textile industry is no longer the predominant industry here in Fort Mill. However, there's dozens of companies that are located right here in Fort Mill. Just to name a few, you have Black & Decker, Comporium, and you also have Shutterfly as well. Fort Mill resides on the northernmost part of South Carolina, right on the border of North and South Carolina. And I-77 actually runs right through the middle of Fort Mill, giving you tons of access to everything Charlotte has to offer. When you call Fort Mill your home, you're between 25 and 30 minutes from Charlotte City Center and also the Charlotte International Airport. You're just 20 minutes from Lake Wiley, and you're also super close to the Carowinds Amusement Park. Fort Mill is no longer the sleepy little town it once was. This is now a bustling and thriving community with a ton of different attractions, and it's starting to become a destination in itself. You have downtown historic Fort Mill, you have Kingsley as well, and you have Anne Springs Close Greenway, 2,100 acres of green space and trails. There's something for everyone here in Fort Mill. You can just get lost walking through the Fort Mill Downtown Historic District. There's tons of unique boutiques. There's a lot of antique shops that you can find some great treasures in. You have a lot of art galleries, and you're gonna be able to just explore and enjoy the day. And if you're a little bit hungry, you definitely wanna go check out some of the locally owned restaurants. Hobo's is a great spot. Emmett's Social Table and Improper Pig, you're gonna be a great spots for you to have either lunch or dinner. So while you're downtown Fort Mill, you definitely have to go check out one of Fort Mill's gyms, the Puckerbutt Pepper Company, owned and operated by the one and only infamous Smokin Ed Curry, the creator of the Carolina Reaper, the world's hottest pepper. So let's go ahead and pop inside and say hey to my friend Ed, and maybe we'll try one of his world famous Carolina Reapers. Come on in, guys. You have the Guinness World Record for the spiciest pepper on earth, the Carolina Reaper. You do a ton of things with the hot ones, and you're extremely famous in the pepper and spice world. And not only that, you do a lot for the Fort Mill community and your surrounding area.
Yeah.
So if you could just tell us a little bit about where it all started.
It started way back in 1981.
Super cool.
Okay, but this started when I met a woman and she wouldn't give me the time of day. She called me a funny little man, but I heard she liked salsa and I whipped up some salsa and we started this company.
So it's easy to see you have very strong ties in the community here in Fort Mill. Can you tell us a little bit how you ended up in Fort Mill and your storefront here in downtown?
Well, actually, I was at the barbershop across the street and I met a man named Bob Hill. And he knew I was looking for a new place. He said, why don't you move in across the street? And I said, I don't think I can afford it. And he gave me a shot. He said, whatever you're paying right now, you can pay here. The city has been fantastic to us. The community here is great. The people here are great, and they work really well with business.
And I know one thing that you're extremely passionate about is that you source all of your ingredients and everything locally, right? And it's very important you support other business owners. Can you tell me a little bit about some of those relationships you've been able to build?
Well, again, at the barbershop. I met a man who manages the Springs farm. His name's Ron Edwards.
Yeah.
And Ron said, hey, you're a Fort Mill story. Why aren't you growing your peppers in Fort Mill?
Yeah.
So I can't afford the land. He goes, I got some land, you know? Yeah. So we started that relationship, and we've been working together with Springs since 2013. We worked with local food banks. We worked with local spice providers, local bottles, everything I could to help support the community. And then as the business grew, I was able to give back to the community too. You know, and that's really what we need to do. We need to support our own.
100%.
Yeah.
I know you've been really a pillar in the Fort Mill community. You have a lot of strong ties here. And there's been a ton of growth in Fort Mill. I know in 2020, the U.S. Census actually said it was the fastest growing city in the nation. How has it been seeing Fort Mill grow? And where do you kind of see the future of Fort Mill going?
You know, I love that Fort Mill keeps its old town, you know, the old school feel, that feel, even though the growth has been amazing. And frankly, I'm ecstatic about the growth. Awesome. Because we keep things as a neighborhood, you know, and each of the neighborhoods see things as a community, and that community sees things as a whole, you know. Do I like the traffic? You know, it might take a few years for them to catch up with that traffic.
Hopefully a few years.
but more and more people are coming and finding a place where they can live and, you know, bring their families and grow a family and not really have to worry too much about what's going on around them. And, you know, this community is just an awesome community. You know, I have a thing from the governor, well, the past governor, thanking me, some plaque, thanking me for revitalizing downtown Fort Mill. I had nothing to do with that, okay? I just had a pepper store, you know, happened to get the world record. The community had everything to do with revitalizing Fort Mill, okay? And they're focused on making it a pleasant place to live, not making it an urban sprawl.
Yeah. So I know Carolina Reaper won the Guinness World Record book for hottest pepper ever. Back in 2013. Tell us a little bit about kind of how you made that pepper and the process through that.
Well, actually, I wasn't looking to make the hottest pepper in the world. I was looking to raise a subcapsuloid, a non-prevalent capsuloid. That I truly believe, and medical research is showing, has a key on it that fits cancer cells and kills cancer. The problem is the delivery method and getting enough of it, okay? And you can look up the medical research. There's a ton of research going on with it. But that's what I was trying to do when I bred the Carolina Reaper. Wasn't looking to do anything hot. You know, well, what I considered not hot. It was still, you know, ghost level heat, which most people think is ridiculous. But the first time I ate it, it knocked me to my knees, and I was like, ooh, I got something here, you know? But that's just one of many, many, many peppers we've bred that are super, super hot. Okay.
Super cool.
Yeah. Well, you want to try Reaper?
I'd love to try Reaper.
Really?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Who wants to eat a Reaper on camera?
Gonna regret those words.
Yeah, you're going to. All right. Let me just say, I told him this was a stupid idea.
Probably is. So we're entering the danger zone. I will definitely regret this with Smokin Ed Curry and the Carolina Reaper. Too late now.
No, you can spit it out, and it's only going to hurt for 10 minutes. But then everybody on camera is going to be going, what a wimp.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It's not over.
He's getting a little sheen, and the eyes are getting glassy. I don't know if you can see, his eyes just went bloodshot.
Woo.
Yeah.
Welcome to the danger zone. It's nice.
Give the man some water.
Thank you. Oh.
Is that the spicy hot fudge?
All right, can you give us a quick update? How you feeling?
I felt better.
I warn everybody, this is a stupid idea, you know? I eat jalapenos all the time.
I love Texas Pete.
Yeah.
Smokin Ed, I appreciate your time.
I appreciate your time.
And what you do.
I hope I answered all your questions.
You did.
I wish you the best of luck, brother. And if there's anything I can do for you, you let me know.
Thank you. Do you have an antidote?
No, time is the antidote. It's a chemical reaction we perceive as heat. There's no actual heat. And it all depends on the pH of your body and different things that are in your system, how long that reaction's going to last.
Makes sense.
You look like a half hour, though.
If you're thinking about moving to Fort Mill, then you have to spend a day eating and drinking through Kingsley. It's over 150,000 square feet of some of the best retail shops and some of the best restaurants in Fort Mill. You're gonna have a blast. Kingsley's a super cool spot, one of the newer areas here in Fort Mill, and it has some great quality shopping, a lot of fantastic restaurants that will fit any vibe or occasion. And guys, the attraction and amenities are absolutely endless. They go way beyond Kingsley and downtown Fort Mill. You have Carowinds that's just 15 minutes away. It's a fun amusement park if you want to test your adrenaline. And you also have Lake Wiley that's right about 15-20 minutes away as well. So if you want to go kayaking, paddleboarding, you just want to relax on a boat, you're going to be able to do that right in your backyard. And if you're not a pepper fanatic and all about the Carolina Reaper, then you should take the family to the South Carolina Strawberry Festival. Pick some nice strawberries. They're so sweet and just super yummy. And for those of you golf lovers out there, then you definitely want to check out the Fort Mill Golf Club. It is an 18-hole championship golf course that is just fantastic to play on. With this many fun things to do and attractions, it's easy to see why Fort Mill is number 5 on Dwellix list for top 100 cities in the United States for outdoor living. So when it comes to schools, Fort Mill stands out with some of the top rated schools in the entire state. You have 9 elementary schools, 5 middle schools, and 3 high schools. So if schools are important to you, make sure you do reach out to us. More than happy to provide you with a ton of information so you can choose what area in Fort Mill you want to live in. Now guys, let's go ahead and jump into the real estate. Now when it comes to housing, Fort Mill has a huge variety of options to offer. You have everything from your small little bungalows up to your eloquent mansions. You also have some much older homes, all the way up to a lot of new construction neighborhoods as well. And you also have a lot of different options for some townhomes and some condos in the area. Now the average price point for a single family home over the past year here in Fort Mill was $574,000, which is a little bit higher than some of the surrounding cities. But you kind of get what you pay for. There's a lot of amenities and attractions that increases the demand we see in the area. And the highest sales price we saw here in Fort Mill in the last year was $2.8 million. And if you're looking for condos and townhomes, you also have the average sales price for a condo or a townhome here in Fort Mill was right around $300,000. Now guys, I am super excited to share with you one of my favorite communities, not only here in Fort Mill, but in the entire greater Charlotte area. It's the Baxter Village. Let's go ahead and check it out, come on. Welcome to Baxter Village. This is a true golf cart community, and you're gonna find out why so many people love Baxter Village. Imagine taking a step back in time where you have nice front porches, tree-lined sidewalks, and a great community where everybody just says hi to each other. Baxter Village was established in the year 2000, and it really combines everything you need all in one central location. There's a lot of great restaurants, there's a ton of great retail shops, and the homes are just gorgeous, guys. When you call Baxter Village your home, everything you would ever need is frankly right here for you. You really don't need to leave this community when you're here, which is why we call it a golf cart community. You're always gonna see golf carts coming up and down the streets because people that live here, they want a golf cart so they can get to where they wanna go with ease. You have restaurants, yoga studios, cupcakes, libraries, anything you want, you name it, they have it, and it's just a golf cart right away. Not to mention the 12 miles of trails. You have tons of parks. You have 2 tennis courts, 2 clubhouses, and 2 community pools. The amenities in this neighborhood is just fantastic. So if you fell in love with Fort Mill on this video, then you definitely want to make sure you check out Baxter Village. You also want to make sure you just check out the greater Fort Mill area in general because there's a ton of great neighborhoods, a ton of great spots to eat, shop, and a lot of wonderful areas for you and your family to hang on the weekends. And if you fell in love with Baxter Village or Fort Mill in general, there's going to be links in the description below that will show you all the active listings in Baxter Village and all the active listings in Fort Mill. Because if you enjoyed watching me torture myself with the Carolina Reaper, please show me some love and click that like button. And if you want to make sure you don't miss any of our videos that we're shooting weekly, make sure you click that subscribe button and click that notification button so we keep you up to date on the great communities in the area and what's going on in the real estate market.